Hello everybody, it's Lauren here.
And Coach Kyle is here.
And we are the coaches at TeamCosmicBodies. And today we're going to be talking about training, our style of training, but most importantly, the exercises that you are doing in the gym. So exercise selection.
Yeah, exercise selection, or like working around past injuries or limitations within your joint, or based off your preferences, or what gets you excited to train, what gets you excited to progress on, whether you're getting better at a movement or whether getting more reps in or getting stronger. But yeah, the main thing we want to talk about today was exercise selection. So I guess if we had a client just start working with us, or maybe they've been working with us for a little bit, and they're looking at their program and they see squat movement, and maybe you can talk about your personal preference of what you do for your squat movement, or what other people you would tell, like a client of yours.
Yeah, I mean, we got to think about our main compound movements, and if we're talking about leg day, yeah, we have to find a squat movement that works really well for you. So there's many different types of squat movements. There's a barbell back squat, pile squat, goblet squat, front squat. Maybe there's a cool power squat machine and you want to do hack squat. I mean, the list just kind of goes on, and it's not about just you have to do that barbell back squat to make progress. No, it's about doing something that works well for you and your body and your biomechanics and what you actually can feel. So it's about finding a squat movement that you really like to do.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think about it as this. Like, yeah, maybe you could squat for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I could make her barbell back squat for the next 3 to 4 weeks. But eventually she might just start having some nagging injury, be more, sorry, there's like a little ant here I have to kill.
Ew.
Oh, there's an ant.
You just killed an ant.
I know, but I was going to stare at it for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
I have to. Okay, so
I started off doing a barbell back squat. I started off, Kyle, back in 2014 or 13 or whatever it was. Yeah, that was my main compound lift for my lower body. I did barbell back squat, and I did like a sumo deadlift as well. Those were my two main compound lifts. And that's where I started off, and that's how I honestly grew my lower body a ton.
Having hip extension on the way up for your squat movement is huge. So, like, I don't think you should pick hack squat or leg press for your squat movement if you can do other things and other things feel good. So if you can have hip extension on the way up, see, because you will hit glutes a little bit on a hack squat and leg press, maybe the bottom part, depending on your stance and stuff like that, and maybe tempo, right? If you go slow on the way down, or wide stance, high stance. But again, a hack squat and a leg press, they kind of have your hips against a pad, so there is less hip extension on the way up. So if you can stay away from a hack squat and leg press as your main squat movement, then you should. If you can barbell back squat, do it. If you can Smith machine, do it.
You're going to get more glute activation.
If you can goblet squat, I mean, you could probably just start as a goblet squat, holding a dumbbell right here and going down with a wide stance, and then you move into a front squat, or like a front squat like this with a bar above you, or a back squat, or power squat machine like she said, right? And you can work around. So again, if you can squat, do it. It really does best bang for your buck movement, but you don't have to barbell back squat, especially like I was about to say a couple minutes ago, if you only can do it for 3 to 4 weeks and then you get injured. Well, what's the point? I want you to be able to really grind out weeks and months to come together, and you don't really change it up too much. Yeah, maybe if you're dieting, you move to a Smith machine, or you move to a machine, or if you are working around a little bit of a limitation, or if we're trying to get specific on certain body parts, yeah, you get more specific, but
yeah, like when a client first comes to me, yeah, this is something we talk about. What do we want to do for our main squat movement? And if they can barbell back squat and they have really great technique, and you know, we see some footage from them, and they're, you know, they have no lower back pain whatsoever. They have really great range of motion. They're getting deep enough into the hole. We're like, yeah, let's stick with this. Let's progress on this for the next 8 weeks, 16, 32, whatever it may be. So that's awesome. But then sometimes I have somebody come to me and they go, I have lower back pain. I don't feel it, or I have clicking somewhere in my knee. Then yeah, we have to, you know, go away from the barbell back squat, and then maybe we try a front squat, or maybe we do the goblet squat. As you guys saw, I was doing the goblet squat for a very long time. That's what I was doing during my improvement season. And then obviously I had some issues with my upper body that I had to like work around. So, yeah,
as you get more advanced, you might just be working around limitations and like kind of nagging old injuries, or just listen to your body. Either way, you want to have good technique and get stronger and progress like we're talking about. But you got to think about the turtle and the hare. You can't just like sprint and try to get strong as crap on the, you know, get really strong on the squat really fast, and then you get hurt, and then you're actually injured, and then you have to not train the squat for a while or not lift for a while. That's holding you back in the end. So even though you sprinted forward and you're winning the race, now you're holding back, and that person who just slowly trickled away and got stronger and got better at the movements and was smart and stayed away from injury, they actually pass you in the long run, or, you know, tie with you in the end. So just train smart, pick good movement. So for an RDL or hip not squat movement, we're talking about hip extension now. So deadlift, RDL, like Romanian deadlift, hip thrust. I guess those are the main ones, like deadlift and hip thrust. So again, do you have injuries? Are you good at the movement? Does it feel good?
Some of our clients can't even RDL. What we have them do, they're hip thrusting twice a week. Yeah. So we really work within the training. So yeah, if you want to hip thrust twice a week, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to start doing here. I'm going to be hip thrusting twice a week and take out my RDL.
Or like, again, we like talk about how you should stick to a movement for a while because you want to master the basics and get stronger, right? And you don't want to switch it up too much, because then that whole muscle confusion is actually a load of crap. If you switch it up too much, your nervous system can't adapt, and then you can actually have higher risk of injury, or just like you're getting sore. You're getting sore really often, and you're not actually progressing. You're just doing a bunch of fluff work. So you want to stick to something. So maybe in your off season, you're doing a sumo squat or sumo deadlift for a while. You get strong. You can do 315 or 225 for 5, whatever you move up to. And then we go into a prep and you move into an RDL, or right before a prep, you go to an RDL for more hypertrophy work, bodybuilding style. You're doing RDL for as long as possible, and then we have you get really lean, and then we have to hip thrust twice a week at the end of your prep. See, you're still, you know, and then you go back in your off season, you're hip thrusting for a while, you move back into sumo deadlifts, right? So that's 2-3 years I just said, and that's 3 hip extension movements you just did. I've seen people work around injuries where they just do back extension with weight, you know, so you can really, you know, it's not one size fits all to work around it. What else? Like upper body pressing movements. If shoulder press doesn't feel good, do an incline bench. If you can't incline bench because you have, you know, issues, maybe you have to just do lateral raises and Arnold presses like Lauren does. Like, so again, it's just working around what limitations and injury. That's why her training looks a certain way, is because of like past injuries. Yeah, you're not doing any upper body pressing. You just do Arnold pressing, which is like, you know, going with the motion of the shoulder, and lateral raises, and that's her delt work.
And I was doing incline bench with the barbell back in 2018, and then I switched to using the dumbbells in 2019. And yeah, now I'm doing those Lauren Arnold presses, the modified Arnold presses, which work really well for me. But for you, yeah, maybe it's a machine in your gym, a chest press machine you want to do, or maybe you don't have any shoulder issues whatsoever, and you can do like a standing military press or something. You know, we're all different. We're all built differently. We just have to really try to find the best movement that feels good on you. For me, I can't do any overhead pressing with a barbell. It doesn't work well with my shoulders. So that's why you saw me incline benching for a while. That really helped grow like my upper body and like my taper right here, like my chest.
And into the
yeah, that gave me like a lot of fullness up in my upper body. And now I'm doing those Lauren presses, which I like a lot. And everyone tags me in the Lauren presses, so tag me if you do Lauren presses on Instagram.
Yeah. So basically, we're just telling you that you're not, depending if you're powerlifting, you might have to be specific to certain movements, but when you're bodybuilding, you still have to have like some key movements. You know, maybe your biggest squat movement is a Bulgarian split squat, and you do Bulgarians twice a week, and you don't do any squat movements. Maybe you just leg press later in the week, right? So there's ways you can work around it. There's obviously some key factors which we can do future videos on how you set up a training protocol on frequency and volume and intensity and, you know, other things like that. But for now, again, exercise selection. There's no one size fits all. If you're into bodybuilding, if you're just trying to improve your physique and health, let's stay away from injury. Let's find stuff you can progress on and get specific on and work around things. And just, you know, you can always go in the gym and do something. Like, even if you're injured, you can go in there and do some biking or do a row movement, or like there should be a reason you can get in there and work around things, you know?
Yeah, and I think our biggest thing within our training is we just keep everybody strong during the improvement season. I mean, yeah, that's how we're going to grow, and that's how we're going to add density to your physique, is getting stronger in all of your movements. But then, yeah, during contest prep, we want to make sure we're maintaining our strength, and we're really preserving muscle, keeping your strength, because if you can keep your strength, you're going to keep your muscle. Making sure that you're still training with intensity in the gym, and you go in there and you don't feel super banged up. Like, we want you going in there and feeling recovered, so you can train hard, especially in a prep. I mean, if you can keep that intensity high within your training, then you don't have to drop your calories as much. You don't have to do as much cardio, because you're training hard in the gym. You're burning calories in there. You're pushing yourself.
Yeah, we're definitely like into managing fatigue and stuff like that, because anybody can crush you. I can crush you. I can give you 5 sets of 20 and all these reps and supersets and crazy stuff that I see big time bodybuilders do. Yeah. But it's just like, you know,
plyos, do this. I mean, yeah, you can definitely do that. But then, are you going to have longevity in your training and within your lifting career? Are you going to get hurt? Are you going to get injured? I mean, especially in a contest prep, that's the last thing you want, is to feel so beat up, and then you're not recovering, you're just spinning your wheels, and you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, there's just exactly. And there's levels to it, and
there's
like
an art.
Yeah, there's an art to it, and there's levels to it, and it's like once you really start working with us and we teach you all this stuff, you could rewatch this video and it would click even more so, and you're like, oh my god, yes. But yeah, you gotta master the basics and find what works for you. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Put some comments down below on what you guys want to see more of, and yeah, like the video. It really does help us out. So
bye.